I don't know if we're ever going to get any of these mergers and acquisitions done.
I don't think so.
Like, it just doesn't seem like any of it's going to happen, right? Like,
No.
Sprint and T-Mobile, that was going to happen, wasn't it?
I thought it was going to happen.
That was supposed to happen. What did we find out today? Time Warner, AT&T?
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
No.
I think you got to strong arm your way into these things. I think that's the only
think
way.
you have to, yeah.
You kind of have to come with the money in the briefcase already, show up to the boardroom door and just kick it in.
Yeah.
And be like, you know what? We run this now, bro.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
It's hard to reject cash.
Yeah, just letting you know this is our spot now, just so you know.
Yeah.
As it turns out, I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown.
I'm Anthony from Wall Street Breakdown.
That's Anthony from Wall Street Breakdown. That's where he's been hiding the whole time. He's been hiding over here in the corner. He's just off to my left. Always just off to my left. We're actually conjoined twins. We're conjoined at the ankle, though, so he can actually move over as far as he can. The thing is that Broadcom really, really wants Qualcomm. And in the midst of all these other merger and acquisition talks, they're doing it the strong arm way, the way I like to get things done. You know what? Sometimes you just got to go and
You have to.
throw your weight around a little bit.
Sometimes,
Yeah. So Broadcom offered about $70 a share. I believe there was a 6.8% increase in the share price from what they had originally tabled. Qualcomm completely doesn't want it. Bloomberg's reporting that Qualcomm shareholders, which they're already getting a significant premium. There's a significant premium where what Qualcomm trades at to what Broadcom's actually offering, because it's well over $100 billion, right? The actual talks. They're saying, Bloomberg's saying that the Qualcomm shareholders want $80 a share, which is big. That's over the $70 a share price that we're at right now.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of talk about them maybe potentially falling into that $75 a share sweet spot. But Qualcomm doesn't really have the negotiating power. See, like, Qualcomm's trying to close this NXP semiconductors thing, and that's been going on for a long time. Regulators have been holding that up. People think it's going to get closed. I've been hearing that it's going to get closed here early December, but it's been being held up for a very long time. Not only that, but Qualcomm's lost a big partnership with Apple. And they have. Yeah, it's huge, right? Like, we heard yesterday, we did the podcast. I think we talked about this. Was it Friday? That Apple and Intel are getting together to basically do what Qualcomm does now for Apple. So you're going to lose that partnership for sure. I mean, and that partnership's been going on since 2011. So while Qualcomm does have a lot of great assets under management, like the stuff that they do at Qualcomm, all the things that they own, the research and development they've done, the proprietary stuff that they own would be a coup to bring into Broadcom. These semiconductor companies coming together would be, it's much bigger than what we're hearing of like Marvell trying with Cavian there to get together. This is a much, much bigger merger, the biggest in the semiconductor industry of all time, well over $100 billion. But it seems like Qualcomm wants to drag their feet as much as they can. I think it's because Broadcom was so direct.
Maybe. Kind of scared.
They just said they wanted it, right? Like, Qualcomm came out last week and said, like, no, we're not too sure about this. Like, we want to sit on this and think about it. Broadcom came back like the next, it was an hour later.
Something like that.
And they were like, no, this is going to happen. Like, if we have to
come. Hard to get.
They don't really have a leg to stand on to play hard to get. It's strange, right? Like, usually hard to get is somebody who has, like, you got a lot of cards in your deck. But Qualcomm's got they lost this deal with Apple. They don't have Apple anymore. They haven't been paid these licensing royalties in court from Apple and a couple of other unnamed companies, probably not publicly traded companies. So they're waiting on those. They're really hemmed up by that. The NXP semiconductor deal not closing is definitely a big deal. And Broadcom just being a bigger company in total just puts a lot of pressure on Qualcomm shareholders. I don't understand why they would all be so standoffish at a price point like they're being offered, a premium that they're being offered. I can't understand why they would be, I guess, like you said, playing hard to get. But I don't think Broadcom's going away. I think this deal's probably going to end up going through in the long run.
Probably.
If the regulators don't get involved. Regulators are going to get involved and kibosh this just like everything else. So, I mean, what we're talking is this is just theory at this point in time. Yeah, absolutely. But Qualcomm, I think, thinks they're worth a lot more than they really are when they don't have the leverage that they would have had maybe 18 months ago.
Oh, that's true.
They don't have that leverage anymore. I think the deal, as far as shareholders go over at Qualcomm, would be a much better deal to get with Broadcom. If you can get it for $75 a share, great. But even that $70 a share, I think that's a good deal. I know the Qualcomm board of directors voted it down. But if I was a shareholder over there, I think I'd be making quite a bit of noise because I don't see Qualcomm really moving up unless they're going to have to make some significant strides. They're going to have to make some new partnerships. They're going to have to figure a few things out. Getting paid that premium could be a coup because you might find Qualcomm a year from now finding themselves trading even lower than they already are because I just don't see going forward where Qualcomm's really breaking through and making a lot more. I don't see it. They've burned the big bridges.
They already have.
You know, like Apple and them, they don't get along. So like, and everybody else that's out there in those markets, the really big guys, they're already partnered up with people. Everybody's already got a mate out there doing that, right? So it's a tough road to hoe as far as I'm concerned. But I think Qualcomm probably needs to do this. I think their shareholders need to do this. I think Broadcom thinks this needs to happen. I think Broadcom's going to continue to push for it. I don't blame them at all. I would continue to push for it. Like I said, show up with the briefcase full of money, kick in that board of directors door and say, look, we're running the show now. You lost your chance. These shareholders need us more than they need you. That might be the case. You let us know. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown.
I'm Anthony from Wall Street Breakdown.
I want you guys to like, subscribe, everything, thumbs up, all that. Thumbs up yourself. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about all this kind of stuff. You guys like seeing Anthony here? Do you guys enjoy Anthony?
In the comment section.
Yeah, let us know if you enjoy seeing Anthony or if he's just bringing down the quality of the good looks of this channel. That might definitely be happening, but we needed to get him on here today. We've been talking about stuff all day. It was a must.
It was a must.
I needed to have you here, bro.
Yeah, it's nice to be on.
You're my moral support. You're my moral support, right?
Yeah,
if I don't have you here, I feel like I'm lost.
I feel lost too.
You feel lost too, buddy? We're going to make it through together. We're going to make it through together. He feels a little lost. I'll get him a map. You guys have yourselves an excellent Monday.